What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today, grab your popcorn, ladies and gentlemen, because it is time to translate like over 50 or 60 missions. So it could potentially be a long video depending on what exactly they are asking us to do. So I'm going to translate every little thing. There will be timestamps down below so you can check out which ones in particular you need, because there are different like subcategories to them all. And then I'm also going to go over the other kind of story missions, because again, like any celebration or any type of celebration essentially, right? They always have the campaign missions, which are just kind of based around whatever you do in the game. As long as you do something, then you'll get to complete some of the missions. And then there are the actual missions tied to only certain story events or other types of events and things like that, okay? So without further ado, we're gonna go with three things, and we're gonna go in this particular order, okay? First off, we're gonna go with the actual campaign missions, and in between those are three sets. There are actually three different sets of those campaign missions, so I will clearly mark those on the screen for you at that time with a bunch of different Japanese to English translations on the side that maybe a lot of people might not know, and then I can just, you know, if you need to come back and look at it and be like, oh, that's what that kanji means. So I'm gonna put that kanji up for you guys to go ahead and check out, okay? Second, then, we're going to take a look at the new revamped missions and the stage for the cooler, the metal cooler missions, because again, we have the Dokkan Fest metal cooler going on right now. For anyone asking, I am not going to summon on this banner. I'll do a single summon at the end just to simply be like, hey, there's my summons. But honestly, the banner's okay. It's not bad. Just, I think there's better, and I've kind of been in a free-to-play stance for quite a while right now, so I'm at like 148 stones right now the more I look at my screen. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I don't personally think it's worth it. He'll be back around later on, so that's what it is. And then the third one is going to be covering the Gatherers of the 7 Dragon Ball stage, which is essentially where we're going to be finding our LR Kid Goku. However, he can only go up to a UR state right now. Parts 2 and 3, which I'll explain a little bit at the end, you know, when we get to that part in the video, is explaining about that getting him to the TUR, then to the LR form is in what's called parts 2 and parts 3, and we have absolutely no idea when those are coming. So again, I'll get into more details when we get to there, okay? Without further ado, we're going to start up with the missions, okay? So first off, let's go into the mission screen. If you go into the news, of course, you'll see the metal cooler and everything like that. By the way, real quickly, global, if you're watching this in the future, all these missions should be the same and, you know, in your native language. So if you need help, though, and maybe there's an extra detail you're missing and you want to check it out, again, timestamps down below, you'll be able to see everything, okay? So first off, let's go to the mission campaign right here, okay? So here are the missions, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of missions in here, okay? So first off, we're going to start with the daily missions, okay? So these daily missions are around every single day, and it's actually pretty nice because we finally have a farmable stone. Granted, it's only one farmable stone, but hey, it's better than nothing, okay? So first off, and by the way, real quickly before I get, sorry, I know a lot of people just want me to get straight into the missions. I will have certain arrows sometimes pointing at certain kanji that might be a little difficult to recognize, or if it's really small, and then I'll enlarge it on the side for you guys, okay? So anyway, let's start with the daily missions right here, okay? So first off, daily missions, okay? So use 20 acts or more in a day. Pretty easy stuff, okay? That's just simply doing events, missions. It doesn't matter what you do. As long as you use 20 act or more, you're good to go, okay? Second one is to go to the Roshi training stage where you can farm up those, or kind of farm up at least, the training items, you know, the turtle shells and everything. You do it once a day. Do that once a day, and you're good to go. Third is to go to the Hercules statue stage. Again, this is from Morzeni, and that's actually going to tie into another mission down here in a little bit. Complete 3 stages. Again, pretty simple stuff. These two right here are for the weekend only. On Saturday, if you beat a Dokkan Fest event, you get a Supreme Kai medal. And then if you complete a Dokkan event on a Sunday, you will get an Elder Kai medal, okay? Again, we've had this a lot, so you guys should be able to recognize it. Complete all missions every single day, and you'll get 1 stone. Pretty nice stuff right there, okay? Now, this looks to go around until around the 22nd or so of November. So 22, 23 stones, give or take, you know, with the daily stone. And then obviously we've got more of the mission stones coming in. Not to mention we have the EZA for beers coming up, the tech one. So that's 30 more stones. I'll have a free-to-play guide on that next week when that comes out at the time of this recording. So lots of stones coming our way. And again, my personal advice, don't summon on the metal cooler banner. So anyway, those are the daily missions. Let's move on to story part 1. Okay, so story part 1, which is this kanji right here. Okay, so this is part 1. Okay, you're gonna see this kanji around a lot today, so make sure you go ahead and memorize what it looks like at least, okay? So, without further ado, let's get into that part. So, first off, part 1 missions, okay? Get 1 character to drop for you. Now, what this means is that any farmable quote-unquote character card is dropped into you when you complete an event, this will complete it for the first time, okay? So this even includes the Hercule statue one, okay? I did it this morning when I was on the train going to work. I was doing my daily missions, and I went into the Hercule statue one. It dropped 3 of them because, again, you know, the whole category thing to increase the drop rate, and I completed this one, no problem, okay? So two of those character card drops, and that's what you have to do for number 1 and number 2 right here, and you'll get, funny enough, more Hercule statues back. So kind of a just trading, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, the first 2 missions, that's what those are, okay? Missions 3, 4, and 5 right here are training characters, okay? Go into training mode and just train up a character once. So that's this one right here, Ikai o shio, Sankai shio, and Gokai shio, okay? So once, 3 times, and 5 times. Train anyone up in the training store. There's tons of farmable units that are available right now. You know, you obviously have the EZA coming up, all that stuff. So anytime you are just simply training somebody up, this mission will be completed pretty easily. Most people are gonna be able to get that, no problem, okay? Numbers 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to lose track of what numbers here probably in a bit. Z awaken somebody once, Z awaken somebody twice, and Z awaken someone 3 times, okay? And again, it's not the same character if that sounded a little confusing the way I just said that. Simply Z awaken 1 character, Z awaken 2 characters, Z awaken 3 characters. Pretty standard stuff. Again, Z awakening is simply going from like SSR to UR or SR to SSR. That is considered Z awakening for any new character or for any new players that might be joining the game or coming back and you don't remember what certain things might mean. Or if the game is giving you this random Japanese, it's like, why can't I awaken this guy? It's because he's not like full leveled or anything like that. Just remember, Z Awaken is not the actual Dokkan Awaken thing, okay? That is reserved for this one next, and that is, of course, Dokkan Awakening 1 character, Dokkan Awaken 3 characters, and Dokkan Awaken 5 characters. Pretty standard stuff. In terms of who you can Dokkan Awaken, well, we've got the LR Vegeta going on right now, so if you want to Dokkan Awaken a couple of those, then that's one thing to do. Of course, that's very long, so maybe not a lot of people want to look at that. Easiest one, in my opinion, is going to be the new Goku, and we'll get into the new Goku again at the end. But the new Goku, you need to Dokkan Awaken him, and there's medals in there, so that's going to complete it right there, no problem. Especially because you're going to want dupes of him, right? If you want to throw into the dupe path, you can't just simply take the SR Goku and feed him into the dupe path. You have to be at least an SSR or higher, or technically a UR or higher. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take one of those Gokus, get him up to UR, because you can do that right now, and you have to take 4 others, and you only need to go up to SSR, you don't need to get them up to UR because you just throw them into the ability system, and then that will allow you to do that, okay? So just make sure you keep that in mind when it comes to Dokkan Awakening, or if you pulled someone from the Dokkan Fest banner, or, you know, whatever essentially you want to do, okay? So as long as you Dokkan Awaken some characters, though, that's all, you're basically good to go there, okay? Okay, now this particular mission right here is a little sneaky. And the reason for that is because it just simply says to bring 6 characters from a category, so category o rokai o shite clear. Okay, so bring 6 characters from a certain category into a stage and clear it. Well, what category is it? Well, I'll show you guys what it'll look in just a second, but it's the strongest clan in space category, okay? And again, I'm going to show you some little details so if you can look at the mission tab part, okay? But basically, you need to take the Frieza clan category, 6 characters from there, and go into any battle and do that. Now, that does not mean you need to have the new LR, or not the, sorry, LR, the new AGL Metal Cooler. If you've got maybe the Instant Metal Cooler Army, or you've just got, like, you know, I don't know, someone who can give you some key or something like that, as long as you bring 6 guys in there, from the category, you can take like the Super Strike, you know, Metal Frieza, the King Cold from there. You know, there's some other Frieza units to be able to farm up. The GT Frieza, he's technically in this category. So just take 6 characters from there into a stage, and you will clear it again where I'm tapping right now, and you'll get 1 stone. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to ask about that one, so that's what you have to do there. Okay. Then the rest of these, for part 1 at least, the rest of these are just simply use 100, 250, 500, 750. And 1,000 act, just however you use it. Again, Dokkan events, story missions, you name it. As long as you use 1,000 act, you get all these missions completed. And then after clearing part 1 of these story mission type things, campaign missions, whatever you're going to call them, you'll get 4 stones right there, okay? So that's part 1. Part 1 is definitely the longest. Let's go into part 2, as my throat continues to dry out on me. Now, part 2, as stated up here, will actually not activate until the 6th. Please keep that in mind. On the 6th of November at 5 p.m. Japan time, part 2 will activate, okay? Junanaji Kara wa part 2, okay? And then for part 3 missions, it's going to be Juichigatsu Jugo Nishi Junanaji Kara part 3 will start, okay? So again, the 6th of November and the 15th of November, again, Japan time is when parts 2 and 3 will activate, okay? So until then, if you are looking at this video right now before those days, you cannot use them, and that's why you're not getting any of those, okay? Part 2 missions, actually really easy. They're really small. This is when the new Z Battle, or Z Awakening or Extreme Z Awakening for the Tech Beerus will be live. So again, Part 1, or Part 2 story missions are going to be complete a Z Battle. So in the Extreme Z Battle, complete one stage one time, or clear one stage one time. 3 and 5, pretty standard, right? You're going to go into the first 5 stages, beat them all. You're going to complete all 3 of these right here, okay? These next 3 right here are actually pretty simple. Go into the Baba shop and buy 3 things with Baba points. Yeah, that's pretty standard stuff right there. If for some reason, because I'm sure it's weird enough when I looked at these on DBZ Space, any extra details about, you know, like what exactly in the Baba shop, like am I supposed to be using Incredible Gems? Am I supposed to be using Baba points? Generally, these missions in the past have been Baba points. So just to be on the safe side though, if for some reason Baba points are not working for you, then it probably just simply means using a currency from the actual Baba shop that you've been able to farm up, probably from the Dragon Ball 7 Wishes Goku thing, that event. Again, we'll get into that in a little bit. Just buy something from the Baba shop. It should work out pretty well, okay? And then, of course, clear all Part 2 story missions, and you get 3 stones. Pretty standard stuff, okay? Part 3 missions right here, okay? This one, I had to go into DBZ Space and look at this. So shout out to DBZ Space for this, because I was just like, it's telling you to use a category, but it doesn't tell you what category to use, okay? And then later on, if you're watching this later on in a couple of weeks, at the time of this recording, then if you click on the missions, it'll actually tell you what category it is, but I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek right now, okay? So basically, though, these first 2 right here are taking 2 characters in a certain category into a stage and clearing it once and twice. Pretty standard stuff. Now, the big question is, what is the category? And the question to that is Peach Peach Girl. All of those Peach Peach Girl category characters that you have, because, you know, obviously we need it for, like, Super Battle Road. You can do it free to play as well and get the LR Goku, by the way. Then all you have to do is just take 2 characters from that particular category. It doesn't matter on what team. Bring them onto a stage, clear it once, clear it twice, and you're basically good to go, okay? Oh, sorry, 3 times. All right, I didn't see that part because of the items pushing the level down. But yeah, anyway, so basically go into 3 stages with at least 2 characters or more from the Peach Peach Girl category. Beat it pretty easily and you're good to go. I mean, if you even wanted to, you could just simply once a day do the Roshi training stage. That's 3 days, 3 times right there, and you're good to go. And that's part of your daily missions, which are again going towards your daily farmable stone that you can go ahead and get. So yeah, pretty nice stuff right there. So not too shabby, not too hard. This next one right here is to just go into 5 stages right here, and then so continue on that. Basically go into stages and don't use a continue, which is pretty simple. One thing I will mention right now though, because I know a lot of people might be asking this as well, or they come in and be like, I did this and this is not working. Most of these events and most of these missions do not work in World Tournament or Extreme Z Battle. So this whole no continue thing right here, this will not work on Extreme Z Battle, okay? Or Extreme Awakening battles, okay? So it's been that way for a while now, but again, I always feel like I have to mention it because someone's gonna ask about it. So just keep that in mind, please, that you will not be able to do that, okay? And then finally, beating all of these Part 3 story missions right there will get you 2 stones. And then finally, the 7 stones right here is completing all of these missions right here. Was it like 36 or 40 or something like that? All of these missions right here, aside from the daily ones. The daily ones, you know, because those are separate ones. Those are just daily missions. But starting from the Part 1 all the way down to the Part 3, completing all those missions will get you 7 stones. And I think it's only totally up to like 20 stones. So it's not really that much for what we do. But again, you also have the Extreme Z Battle coming our way, which is going to be another 30 stones for us. So it's, you know, it's pretty nice. So all of these are, again, all these missions are available until, looks like, if I can get into a date here, item, Nanashi, Sanani, yada yada, stage 3 clear, stones. What's the date on this thing? Oh, the 22nd. Okay, 22nd. I should notice that at the top right now. But anyway, the 22nd is when all of these particular missions right here will go away. Okay, so make sure you do everything. It's overall, I think most people will be able to do it, just trying to go for the story events, the Dokkan events, all that fun stuff. So you'll be able to do that. Okay, with that part done, let's go on to the next part of it. And that is, of course, the revamped metal cooler stage. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you what it is real quick, and we're going to go over to the mission tab, and we're going to take a look at that so you can recognize the kanji for it. So here is the advanced, or the revamped metal cooler stage. So again, this is going until the 16th, which is a Friday. The stages itself haven't really changed, but there is this new STR cooler in here. And then obviously you can get one of the multiple variants of these coolers right here. These guys, in my opinion, are not that good. They're kind of okay, honestly. But this cooler right here, this STR cooler, he's actually a really good card. He's a category support unit. So that's pretty nice right there. He doesn't give key, but you don't really need to, because if you're using this particular team with this particular category, they all have these, you know, strongest clan, you know, key links and everything like that. So you're pretty good to go in terms of key. He gives like 25% attack and defense to everyone on the category. So pretty nice right there. So again, yeah, right here. So, oh, he does give key. Oh, he does give key. Sorry, my bad. I didn't see that part. So key +2, HP attack and defense up 30%. So that's my bad. Okay, and then apparently you can farm this little robot here. Let's see, everyone's defense up 50%. At the beginning of the turn for 7 turns, your own... Oh, you mitigate damage by 40% for 7 turns. Okay, so he's not bad, I guess. He's agility? Okay. Anyway, so again, all these guys Dokkan Awaken from the cooler medals that you get from this particular stage. And if you want some increased drop rates, you need to bring characters from the strongest clan in space category. Again, it doesn't mean that you need the AGL cooler. He obviously makes it easy. But again, you can probably bring a villains team, and as long as you have a decent amount of Frieza units on there or cooler units on there, you're good to go. That's what I'm personally going to do. I'm just going to bring like a Turles team, fill it up with all movie boss guys, because they're, you know, Golden Frieza, cooler, all that stuff, and boom, that's going to increase the category drop rate for me, no problem, and that's basically good to go. Other than that, that's pretty much it, and again, missions until the 23rd. So, let's go take a look at the missions, though, because again, that's the big question that everyone's going to be asking about, because there's some decent missions in here. Again, ignoring all these Part 1 missions, because again, I just covered those in detail for you guys, so make sure you check that out. Halloween missions, by the way, although maybe by the most time, most of you guys are seeing this, it goes away on the 6th next week. At the end of the video, there will be a video on those, because I did translate all those Halloween missions, okay? So here we go, right here. So the Hyakuen Power, okay? These are the new missions for the revamped cooler stage, okay? So this one right here, first is complete all stages on normal. Pretty standard stuff. And then this one is beat all the stages on Z-Hard. Pretty standard, I think most people can do that. This one right here is complete stage 1 on Z-Hard once, just clear it. Okay, nothing special. There's nothing even in here about having to bring a category or anything like that. Just simply beat it and you're good to go. Beat stage 3 on Z-Hard once. That's pretty standard. Stage 4 on Z-Hard once. And then beat... Oh, take down 20 enemies. Okay, take down 20 enemies right here. Pretty standard. Yeah, Teki O Niju. Yeah, take down 20 body enemies is directly translated, essentially, okay? 40 bodies, 60, 80, 100, okay? A little excessive. I don't know if most people will go for that, but maybe you will get it if you're trying to get medals. Again, I don't know how good the drop rates are. 200 bodies, 300, 400. How many stones are you even getting for 400? 2 stones. I don't even know if it's worth it. So, again, I know probably, if I remember correctly, what the old stage used to be, it was they lined you up with 6 guys to take down. So bring an AoE unit maybe, and you can take them down pretty fast. But again, yeah, it is what it is. And then completing all... Oh, there's not even to complete all missions. Okay. Never mind on that one. All right. So that is the revamped cooler mission. Okay. The metal cooler story mission there. Let's go on to the final parts. Okay. And that is, of course, where the LR Goku, Kid Goku is going to be. Spoiler, he's not actually LR yet, but let's go and take a look at the details real quick, and then we'll get into the missions. And then we'll finally be done, okay? So again, this is a young Goku. There's a farmable SR in here, or he goes up to an SSR. So it's farmable Goku, ga SSR made Dokkan Kansei, which means as of right now for part 1, he can only Dokkan Awaken to the SSR and then technically awaken to the UR. Parts 2 and 3 are not announced yet, and again, we're gonna get in down here. So there are 6 stages, 12 stones right there. Goku is farmable in the first one, and then his medals are in the 6th stage. The 5th stage is a farmable item that you can take into the Baba shop, and you can get like some old KAIS, some medals, and things like that. And there's actually this character called Pasta. I'm not joking on that. It's actually called Pasta. She's not a bad card, actually. So Goku, as you guys know, is the Dragon Ball Gatherer category, which it's a little bit of a weird category, to be honest. But again, he's free to play. That category is Key +1, HP attack and defense at 20%, as the SR, obviously. When he Dokkan Awakens, doesn't really change anything. Okay. And he gets a damage increase on his SA. Oh, he seals SAs. Hisasawazo Fujiru. Okay, so he does seal super attacks. He could be pretty good, actually. So he's in a super agility card, so that's pretty... Ooh. Super agility, SBR. My free-to-play team could definitely use him, probably, depending on what his key links are. Anyway, so as of right now, though, we can only get out to the SSR. So as it states right here, though, stages 2 and 3 are not available. So part 2, part 3 events, when those eventually do arrive, that will be is when we can get out to the LR. Now, one thing that I was personally thinking about, but I'm not really sure if it's going to be that way, is when it came to those particular missions that we were just talking about earlier at the beginning of the video, where we said parts 2 and 3 will be available on the 6th of November and the 15th of November. I don't know if this Kid Goku is going to be that exact same way. I don't think so, because the missions for part 2 and 3 are already up on DBZ Space, but we have no information on the Kid Goku that to become the eventual LR. So I don't think this is going to be coming on the 6th of November and the 15th of November for parts 2 and parts 3 to then get this guy to the LR. This is probably going to be something that's going to be dragged out for a while until maybe December or January, if I had to take a wild guess, okay? Again, keyword wild guess, I don't know, but as I'm just gonna go based on a past Akatsuki schemes and whatever you want to call it, essentially not really a scheme, but you get the idea. You know, that's when it's gonna happen. Okay, so whenever the LR eventually does come out, again, it's gonna be all in game, so that's pretty nice. So again, going on to this little item right here, and again, it simply states that we can farm this guy to SSR. One last thing as well, which I know I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If you want to get dupes into this Goku right here, okay, this is how it's going to work. You're going to farm up one of the Gokus from stage 1, get him up to SA10, okay? That's an SR right there, no problem. Farm up the medals to get him up to an SSR, okay? And these are the medals that I'm talking about right here on stage 6. Then what you're going to have to do is awaken him from the SSR to the UR, okay? So that's just simply Z awakening like normal. Then what you're going to have to do is you're going to come back into this stage, farm up 4 more of these Gokus and medals to awaken those 4 Gokus into SSRs. Then you'll take those SSRs, you don't need to take them to URs, take those SSRs into the ability system area, and then you can feed them into the dupe pass, and that's how you're going to get all 4 pass unlocked, okay? That's how you have to do it. You can't take the SR and put them into there. You just can't do that. It's never been able to be done that way. So do keep that in mind when farming this guy up, okay? Anyway, so back to the Baba Shop real quick. If you want to take on the events, obviously you farm up these crystal gem red things, diamonds, whatever you want to call them, I guess. Anyway, farm those up, go into the Baba Shop, you can get some Elder KAIS, things like that. And then you've got this pasta card right here. Now, her passive is interesting to say the least. So I'm going to try and say this with a straight face, or without having to try and take a breath. Okay. Oh, own key +2, and a medium chance to dodge the enemy's attack. And the attacked enemy's defense is lowered by 80%. Sada Ni, on top of that, she has a medium chance then for 2 turns to stun them as well. Wow, that's a weird passive right there. So I don't know, it's definitely interesting. Now, one thing to note about her though is she is an int card. However, because she is now bought from the Baba Shop, she is not considered an in-game farmable card, which means you cannot take her into the Prime LR battle. So any of those Prime LR battles that require only in-game farmable cards, you cannot bring her because she is technically taken from the Baba Shop, even though the event itself is taking items from the event and then going to the Baba. It's really weird, honestly. But nonetheless, you can't bring her into any of those Prime battles. And finally, if you want to increase the drop rate on this, you need to bring characters from this category. The category should be in the game, so you can take a look at it real quick. In fact, why don't we go ahead and do that since I just finished that up in terms of all those missions. Let's go into the category real quick. Oh, here it is, Dragon Ball, the really long one, okay? So these are... Oh, okay, right, because it's the characters that have seeked out the Dragon Ball. So technically, Frieza has done that. Technically, the Ginyu Force has done that. Goten here, because he's technically from the Broly movie. So, really interesting, I guess. All right, I'll probably just bring the Ginyu Force team. That's probably the easiest right there, because we're all in there. They all link up together really well. So, interesting to say the least, okay? All right, let's finish off the missions real quick, because I know you guys are going like, man, this is a long video. But again, like I said before, timestamps down below. So let's go to where the missions are. Because funny enough, the first kanji is Kami, which means God. Okay, so here it is. So, with these stages in particular, beat all normal stages, you get 1 stone. Pretty simple stuff. Beat Z-Hard mission, or complete all Z-Hard stages, and you'll get 2 stones. Okay, so that's pretty nice right there. This one right here, beat stage 1 on Z-Hard 3 times, okay? Sankaio clear, okay? So stage 1, Z-Hard, clear it 3 times, and you'll get these orbs, okay? Stage 1, 7 times, stage 1, 10 times, you'll get the orbs right there, okay? Stage 5 1 time, stage 5 3 times, and then stage 5 5 times? Oh, 3 and 5 times, got it, okay. stage 6 3 times, stage 6 7 times, and stage 6 10 times, okay? Pretty simple stuff. Most of you guys will probably recognize that, no problem. Okay, now here's something really interesting about these particular missions right here. These next 3 missions ask you to raise a character super attack to 10. Now, generally in the past, it's been raise the featured card's SA attack up to 10 that you can farm up or anything like that. However, this one in particular is the Goku, okay? So that's pretty standard stuff right there. The small Goku, get him up to SA 10. Most of us will farm him up, no problem. However, if you then go down to this one right here, after you've Dokkan Awaken him, because that's the next mission actually, is to Dokkan Awaken the card, is this one right here, okay? So these next missions are for the Pasta character. So on her stage, because remember, in order to get her, you have to farm up those red diamond crystal currency things, okay? So this is collect 1,500, 3,000 of those little crystal diamond things. If you go into the Baba shop, her card herself costs 1,500, and then like the Elder Kai's cost like 3,000 or 30,000 or something like that. So whatever that cost is, it's not going to be that hard to farm up these up, okay? And then Z Awaken her character. This is the Pasta character. Pasta, the katakana right there. Not the Goku. So awakening the Pasta card allows you to get an extra version of her. And then this is what I was talking about right here. Getting her up to SA 5 and SA 10. No, Pasta character no Hisatsuwaza level 10 made. Okay? So basically max out her super attack. And that's how you're going to get this 2 stones in particular right there. And finally, completing all of the stage missions right there will be 3 stones waiting for you right there, okay? And this is not considered part of that, okay? So it looks like the Pasta missions are not part of the stage missions themselves, which is pretty nice. The Goku itself is part of it, okay? So down here where it talks about completing all of the Goku, the Kid Goku Dragon Ball Collector's stage, essentially, to get those 3 stones right here. In order to do that, you do need to farm up the Goku's SA 210 if you want to complete all the missions. The Pasta character is her own separate thing. It doesn't matter. If you don't do those, you're missing out on, what, 2 stones, and that's about it, okay? Okay, with all that being said, there we go, guys. There are like 60+ missions translated for you guys. Again, timestamps down below if you missed anything. So I appreciate you guys coming in and listening to all those translations. I know a lot of you are going, man, that was a long video. But thank you so much for everyone that stopped by. Leave your comments down below. What are you most excited for? What are you farming up and all that fun stuff? And what do you think the LR is going to do? I want to ask that. What do you think the LR version of the Goku will do eventually? So anyway, guys, that's me for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I will see you all in the next one.